Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Welcome to Landmark on Main Street's Gene Rimsky Theater, and welcome to everyone joining us on live stream at home. My name is Amanda Kowalczyk. I'm the Manager of Community Affairs here at Landmark. I'm very happy to welcome you to today's afternoon tea. We're very excited to bring you a different type of program today. We have the pleasure of welcoming ballerina Julia Patilis and partner Brett Copa. Both are accomplished and experienced dancers, and we're thrilled to welcome them to the Landmark stage. We'd like to thank our sponsor, Manhasset Community Fund's Green Tree Foundation. And as always, a special thank you to Serendipity in Manhasset for donating the delicious teas, and thank you to Holiday Farms for the amazing cookies that they have provided for us today. And now I'm going to turn the microphone over to Christina, who will be telling you more about today's program. Please enjoy.
Okay, very bright lights. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our afternoon of classical ballet. We're thrilled to present a captivating program featuring two exceptionally talented professional ballerina dancers, Brett Copa and Julia Patilis. This afternoon, we will present four beautiful performances. Two pas de deux, which is a duet, showcasing the artistry and connection between two dancers. We'll also have two solo variations, highlighting each dancer's individual grace, technique, and emotional expression. These pieces span iconic works from the classical ballet repertoire, including La Corsaire, Ramonda, The Dying Swan, and Giselle. Following the performance, this is the exciting part, so you have to stay to the end. We're going to invite you to join us for a fun and interactive ballet experience. I've tried it. It'll be fine. I know I got some nervous looks on the face, but it'll be fun. During this short session, we're going to introduce some ballet movements so you can actually get to experience a little taste of what it's like to be a ballerina. And this includes everybody. No pressure, because, trust me, I'll be the least graceful, but I wanted you to know that that's coming, and I'm going to make sure we lock the door so nobody leaves until that part is continued. So Brett and Julia, just so you know a little bit about their journeys, because I know for me, I always like to know the backgrounds of who you're meeting to kind of have that personal connection. So they both bring a wealth of experience. Brett Copa has a very impressive background. He graduated from the University of North Carolina School of Arts. He's performed numerous leading roles in the Nutcracker, in Serenade, Live by Dare, a lot of ballet. And then after he graduated college, he actually trained in Russia, where he received a teaching certification of the Vaganova method. So the Vaganova method is a very classical art form. There's many different types of ballet forms nowadays, but that is like the classical one. And it's about slow movements, right? Versus Balanchine and some other modern ones where it's a little more theatrical and jumping, but this is about the movement of the body and the fluidity of that. So he continues to perform in New York City under very established and esteemed choreographers. Julia is also, classically trained in that style, but she only started at 18. Right? So usually most ballerinas start at 3, and she has an amazing mentor and coach and instructor who are going to force on stage and give her the accolades. But that's considered late to start at 18, and even though she started at 18, she received a partial scholarship to Joffrey Ballet, and most ballerinas actually start at 3. But she has been the principal dancer. You might see her in some productions. She's been the Snow Queen, Sugar Plum Fairy, and the Nutcracker. She's been the principal dancer in Sleeping Beauty and Giselle. And basically, part-time, she does do accounting to support her wonderful passion for the arts. She also choreographs a lot of pieces that are going in some competitions, and she actually has received opportunities to perform abroad in certain countries. We're trying to keep her in America, but Bulgaria, Serbia, and these are the Eastern European ballet companies. So just wanted you to get a little flavor of that. So for the first piece you're going to see, which is the pas de deux, they'll be together. So this is basically La Corsaire. It was originally choreographed in the 19th century by Marius Petipa. It's a vibrant celebration featuring a male and female variations. It shows the beauty of their partnership. The male variation, the male dancer will be doing powerful leaps and turns, demonstrating strength and athleticism. And Julia will also focus on intricate footwork and stunning pirouettes, right? And then there's a spectacular finish as well. But it transports us to this exotic world of adventure. So thank you for joining us, and enjoy the performance. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, they're probably loud enough they can hear me. Sorry about that. I hope, well, that was the difference. Again, you're going to replicate it just to repeat it. And the next one I want to describe to you is Raimonda, variation from the dream scene. And this is a beautiful variation from the dream scene of Raimonda, choreographed by Marius Paquita. This one is set in a fantastical dream world where Raimonda, the heroine, envisions her beloved. So it's more of a romantic story. The variation showcases the dancer's lyrical quality and the delicate nuances of classical ballet, right? So it's very refined, very delicate and subtle, but still moving. With its flowing lines and intricate footwork, this moment encapsulates the ethereal beauty of Raimonda's character as she navigates her emotions of love and longing. Think back when those days, maybe you still have them, when you have romance and longing and just that kind of picture going back in time. I can't remember ever having that, but maybe some of you have. And the combination of the haunting music and the graceful movements together creates this almost dreamlike atmosphere, drawing the audience deeper into Raimonda's enchanting world. So let me just make sure they're ready. Are you? He's doing a solo now. Okay, sorry. Ignore that. Which one is he doing? Okay, solo from Corsair. Okay, sorry. He's actually, that is coming, but apparently he's going to dance Corsair. He's going to do his solo piece, and he's going to do that right now. So, you know, that was a little bit of a change. That's not what was in the script, but okay, you'll go with it anyway. We're good. Hello? Okay. Hi. So it was my bad. So the first piece was La Corsaire, and there was like three parts, right? They were together, they were separate, and they were together. So Raymonda variation is happening next, and that's the one I just want to talk about, the fantasy world and romance and the movements and the flowing lines and intricate footwork. And basically, it's going to be a different feel. Like this was more upbeat, and there was a lot of movement, and it was faster. And Ramonda is going to be a little more slower and more haunting and more softer. So just trying to give you a little bit of background and the flavor. I don't know if anyone has any questions now that they want to ask. Oh, you raised your hand? No? Oh, sorry, she was just touching her glasses. Okay. So hopefully you'll enjoy this as well. And again, we'll continue to move forward. Thank you. Okay, so again, different feel. So who is familiar with Dying Swan? With that one? Okay, great. So the next piece is the iconic Dying Swan, choreographed by Michael Fokine to the poignant music of Camille Saint-Saëns. This solo is a profound expression of emotion, symbolizing the fragility of life and the beauty of surrender. This is a more somber piece. The dancer embodies the swan's grace and vulnerability, using fluid movements to reflect the themes of mortality and transformation. The choreography intricately weaves together poignant gestures and lyrical phrases, culminating in a heartbreaking yet breathtaking finale. The Dying Swan remains a staple of the ballet repertoire, celebrated for its ability to evoke deep emotional responses from the audience. So some interpretations of the swan is literal and some of them are figuratively, but this is basically talking about life and surrender. And it's a sad piece, but it's one of the most breathtaking pieces you'll see, and you'll have a different, vibe from this. Oh, it's female. I'm sorry. That's a good point. It's going to be Julia is going to be dancing the swan. Yes. And this is a solo performance. So before they had the pas de deux, that was the first one. And then the second one, she did the solo, and she's doing the solo now. And then after this, they're going to be back together in a pas de deux. Does anybody else have any other questions? Who's ready to kind of do this afterwards together with us? Who's ready? Okay, that's good. It's very hard. And the other thing, too, you can see there's a costume change. So part of the reason I narrate is to kind of give a break, because it's a lot to kind of move from one costume to the other as well. So that's another reason. But I thought it'd be interesting just to kind of give you the mood and the experience of that. And another interesting tidbit, her very first performance, years ago, was Dying Swan. So this is like coming home to her, and it's just always interesting when you perform something and then some time passes by and you add your life's experiences to that as well. So this should be even more emotionally, moving for her there. So, okay, I'm going to look for the thumbs up. Yes. All right. Well, there's a big, there's a costume change, so it takes a little bit as well. So I'm just curious, show of hands, has anyone ever tried ballet? That's amazing. Wow. We should hear more. But you should come up here and talk. I'm not doing any justice. You're Gene Kelly's. Gene Kelly's mother and sister. Oh wow, that's amazing. Anybody else? Sir, have you tried? Oh yes. Okay. Tell us a little bit about your background. Okay. Oh, that's great. Okay. Wow, that's great. Okay. Let's see. Oh, okay. Thumbs up. Okay, good. Thank you for sharing. Wow, that piece always moves me. That was just very beautiful. I think everybody would agree. So, and just the part, but like she's looking in the water right just before, and then she does the final thing. It's just very beautiful. And it might seem like it's a simple piece, but it takes a lot of control to kind of do those pieces. And we're going to put you to the test later on that. Again, so the next one and final ballet performance before we get you involved in the action is the Giselle Pas de Deux, which again, just male and female together, duets together. And this is, the final piece with the exquisite Pas de Deux from Giselle, one of the most cherished ballets in the classical repertoire, choreographed by Jean Corali and Jules Perrault. This romantic duo, so it's more upbeat, occurs in Act 1, showing the deep connection between Giselle and Albrecht. The choreography captures the essence of their love, filled with tender moments and intricate partnering. As they dance, we witness the blend of joy and tragedy that defines their relationship. A lot of ballets, unfortunately, usually do have that dark side, but it's a beautiful piece, that defines their relationship, culminating in a poignant expression of longing and devotion. The Giselle Pas de Deux is a testament to the emotional depth of ballet, leaving a lasting impression on all who experience it. So again, they'll be together, and a lot of the themes in the classical ballet is like love lost or some kind of, there are happier pieces, but this is a very favorite staple of the classical repertoire. Yeah, has anyone seen Giselle in person? Okay, we have a few hands. Yeah, do you agree? Out of all the pieces, it's also a beautiful piece as well. So let me check on the, okay, all right. So now, I know 2 of you had done dance. Was there anyone else in the audience that had previously done ballet? Oh, tell us more about your journey.
As a child.
That still counts. How long did you study it?
3 years.
Okay, and what were you?
I finally got to toe shoes, much too soon. But
Yeah.
that was the goal of the kids. Toe shoes.
Yes, those are painful. I mean, I don't know if anyone's ever seen ballerina's feet, but let me tell you, it's quite painful to do that and be like on that thing. And you later on, when we all try it together, you'll see how hard it is. So, thumbs up? Okay, good. Enjoy. Okay, so, as I was watching them, I was just thinking how important it is for the two partners to trust each other, right? So a soloist is just a very different experience, and it's always important to have a great partner. So I know you're eagerly waiting, and while they're getting changed, I think, I'm going to kick us off. This is a place of no judgment. I will be there with you. Just to give you a little bit of background, so Julie's actually my daughter, and she kind of told me last minute I was going to narrate this, so if it was not as polished, apologies. And I did go to a ballet class once that she made me to, and there was, I think, a chasse or something, and literally I felt like I was galloping across the room. So if I could try it out, everybody, she understands that. She understands the ballet humor. It was just not pretty. I'm more of a hip-hop kind of girl, but all of you, get up. I was told to say, let's start with a nice warm-up to get our bodies ready. So if everyone could stand up, if you can stand up. If not, okay. Oh, good. You please take over.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for coming today. We're just going to do a little ballet class. So we're going to have some ballet music kind of playing in the background. But it's going to be really simple. We're just going to kind of do a little warm-up and then proceed. So I'm going to put this here. Oh, sorry. Okay. So, что? Будем молодой класс, и потом я скажу. Я буду чуть маленький. Sorry. So we're just going to do some arm circles. So you can do it with both your arms. I'm going to show it with one. We have Brett here demonstrating. And I'm going to teach everyone some swan arms, which you saw me do in Dying Swan. So we're just going to go arms up and down and up and down. Good. And I'm going to teach everyone first position. Brett is going to demonstrate. So we have arms in first position. You can try with your legs. Just don't force the turnout or anything. Good. That's first position. Then we're going to show second position. And then we have third position, which is two arms up. Yes, beautiful. So we have in the Vaganova style 3 positions. First position, second position, third position. And the legs get a little bit complicated. So I don't want anyone to strain themselves, but we have first position with the legs. You can open that. That's second. And then fifth gets a little bit hard, but we cross our legs like this, as you can see. And then we are also going to do, I'm going to teach you how to do an arabesque. It's very important in ballet. We have many arabesques. Does anyone want to take a guess at what an arabesque is? Yeah. So all we're going to do is you can just face on a diagonal and try to lift your leg a little bit in the back. Good. Good job. That's really good. You can try other side. Some people have a better side, right or left. So, yes, you can lift your leg. Yes, the balance is the hard thing for me, too. So we also are going to do passe. You can't really see me, but Brett is going to show beautiful passe. This is the position we turn in. It's really important to have, like, passe balance for all of your turns. Yes. And we're also going to learn some tendus. All you do is, tendu, everything in ballet is French, so tendu means to point. So this is how ballet dancers warm up. We do a lot of tendus. Good. You can try both legs, see? And yes. And then we're going to finish with a little bow for everyone. I'm going to teach you how to do a proper reverence, as we call it. The women are going to be doing it a little bit differently than the men. Brett will show what the men will be doing for reverence. You can follow him. That's what beautiful. And the girls, the ladies, we're going to step to the right. Your leg goes behind. And step to the left. Good. Thank you so much for joining in our ballet class. You all did great. You can all sit. I also wanted to highlight my teacher who's here today. She has been teaching me for the past 5 years. Miss Vaganova, she's here. A few words about Marina. She started teaching me when I was 18, when I first really started taking ballet seriously. She herself is a principal dancer. She was an honored artist of Russia, and she danced all of the lead roles in Swan Lake, Bayadere, Sleeping Beauty, Giselle, and she taught me hands-on what to do. It's been invaluable learning from her, and she's given me so much. I'm so grateful to her for all of her help. So yes, I would like to dedicate this performance to her. I also want to highlight my mom. I think she already introduced herself, but she's been doing all the narrations. She's the best and so supportive. I want to also thank my amazing partner, Brett, who is here and helped me through all the rehearsals. He's an amazing partner. We just started working together not even 2 months ago, but he's been such a tremendous help. And also, I would like to thank each and every one of you for coming. I really appreciate you being here today. No, she doesn't want to. We're going to end with, I think we have a few minutes left. How are we on time, Amanda? A few minutes? We are going to actually open it up to you if you have any questions about ballet. Brett and I can answer any questions. You've maybe heard something about ballet, ballet myths, what it's like to dance on point, any questions you might have. I want to open it up to the audience. Yes? Oh, contemporary versus ballet. Yes. So contemporary style is a little bit more free form. Ballet, as you can see, it's very structured. Everything comes from a position. That's why I personally like it, because I like how exact and clear it is. Contemporary is more a looser form of dance. It can be more abstract. And it really is up to the choreographer. Contemporary is more vast, but the classical ballet style, which is what I showed today, it really follows the typical story ballet, Swan Lake, Giselle, and it's all based on a very strict syllabus of classical ballet. I hope that answers your question. Yes?
If you practice every day, how many hours do you practice?
Oh, this varies from person to person. When I was in ballet school, it was about 8 hours a day, 5 to 6 days a week. We get one day off. Usually I was still rehearsing on the day off. So, yes. Did you want to add to that?
While I was, while I was training growing up, I trained maybe 12 to 13 hours a day. On like my busiest day, I would start at 11 or 12, and I would go until 2 or 3 in the morning. I was homeschooled, so that was a big help. And I did that for about 4 years before going to North Carolina for the School of the Arts there. Yeah.
Thank you, Brett. Does anyone else have any questions before we wrap it up? Oh, yes.
I see that you did Le Corsair, and he's in a lot of competitions, right?
Yes.
He has.
Le Corsair was actually the first pas de deux, no, second year I competed in Youth American Grand Prix. I was 13 years old, and I did Le Corsair, the pas de deux and the variation. So yes, it's a very popular piece that gets used in a lot of competitions because of its virtuosity and kind of the bravissimo of it, and it's a very exciting piece for young students to work on and to help themselves improve and kind of show off what they can do and what they've been working in the studio for.
Yes, Le Corsair is one of our all-time favorites. It's such a beautiful piece. Does anyone else have any questions? Yes. Yeah, that's a really good question. When I first started on point, I was not accustomed to this at all. It was hurting a lot. Now there's so much more technology out there. There's so many more options for point shoes that you can wear. And actually what we put on our feet before we go on point, that can also be customized. So that's what I do. Of course, it can get bad after several hours. I would say I'm a lot more used to it now. The best way I would describe it, if it hurts, it's like a numbing, but a painful numb. That's why I would describe it. I hope that answers your question. Any other questions? Yes. Yes. Thank you. That's a really great question. Yeah, I would say these days, especially in this economy, it is very challenging to support yourself solely off of dance. I mean, people do it. Personally speaking, I just graduated as an accounting major, so that's kind of how I support myself on the side. And I also, many dancers will teach to kind of compensate, supplement their income, I would say. And I personally really enjoy teaching. But yes, Brett, do you want to add anything to that?
I only dance. I've been a professional dancer since high school. I got a job right away with Atlanta Ballet in Georgia. And there are levels of companies that, like, some have full-time contracts, 40-week contracts that give you a salary. So you're employed, you're a W-2 employee. There's one tax form at the end of the year, rather than being a freelance artist where you're mostly doing guest work. So you're getting 1099s and you're a freelance artist. So you're kind of going around and going to different schools and companies and maybe spending a week here, 2 months there, a couple days here, and kind of making your schedule like a jigsaw puzzle and finding the work where you can. And I would say, fortunately, being a male dancer, we're a little bit more in demand. There's less of us, so it's a little easier to do that type of lifestyle as a male ballet dancer. For the females, there's a lot more competition, though that doesn't mean that it's impossible to get into as well and sustain yourself. Yeah.
These are great questions. Does anyone have any others before we wrap it up? Yes.
I am one of those people that started at 3 years old. It was the first season of America's Best Dance Crew, So You Think You Can Dance, those types of dance competition shows that were coming on in the early 2000s. And I saw hip hop and tap and jazz and all these different very exciting movement forms. And I told my mom that I wanted to be a dancer, and she didn't know much about dance or ballet really at all. We were fortunate to have a studio close by, San Pedro City Ballet in Los Angeles, California. And she signed me up for tap, jazz, ballet, modern, like the whole 9 yards, put me in. And I didn't really like hip hop actually. And, you know, being a kid, it's different than when you're a little older and you have more strength and mental awareness and whatnot and coordination. But I was 11 and I went to a summer intensive and I fell in love with it, and I wanted to stay, couldn't stay for their year-round program, and I asked my mom if I could be homeschooled, and she said yes, and I started, like I said, training 12 hours a day and really put my nose to the grindstone and made a life out of it. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. Does anyone have any others? Okay. Thank you all so much. Thank you. Have a great rest of your day, and thank you so much again for coming. I really appreciate it.